Hmm. I am here. I have returned. Was I on Saturday? Was I here Saturday? What happened Saturday? Oh no, I wasn't here. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Wasn't about. Haven't been about for a while. Things have been really quite busy. Too busy, in fact. What with Christmas and everything else, real life, hobby life, and the general existence and the altogether travesty that is never having enough hobby to hobby or the time to go along with it. So I managed to get some painting done yesterday. Bolters are the new trim for 2024. It's the latest fashion accessory. The must-have is bolters, and lots of them. As you can see, each marine has a bolter in some description or some perverse way. Or actually, well, Bossman has a full kite, so yeah, he's a bit different, and some bolt pistols. But apart from that, this was a good sort of hour or two, perhaps, doing details first, like picking out all the silver on their backs. Backpacks are all black, so doing that, picking out the red, which was Blood Angel red for the crests, for loincloths, and yeah, there's a lot, but it's not as bad. It really isn't that bad. So, and you do feel like after doing all that, you do feel like, well, that's one sprue done. One pointer to everyone, but I'll say hello to everybody in the chat. So Badger, you was first, well done. Judge, indeed you are Badger, but you declare it and like this first. I'm letting Badger have it. He still put first. There was, obviously you went for the more dynamic approach there, Judge, but it's his. It doesn't count. You don't make the rules. Welcome back, Saturday and Wednesday last. Good to see you, and it's good to be back. Hey, Bing Bong. Hello to you. Seems no different than my old War Master days. Tons of detail on those too. Yeah, there is lots of detail. So I still haven't done any paint on the tiny rhino, the freebie that I got from the local Warhammer store. So more light on the matter. So it's teeny tiny. There you go. Pintle melted multi-melter, the essential must-have for 2024. There's going to be a lot of that tonight. It's got a base. It has a bottom. Yeah, it's not like a Dawn tank. Oh, if they did do a Dawn tank in this, would it have a bottom? But no ribbing. No ribbing on the Dawn. But then, no, that's not standard. Well, that is plain on a Rhino anyway, isn't it? So, but yeah, so this took me about 2 minutes to put together. The little hatches are separate. That is a pintle mount hatch, so that's all in one. And you just pop that little dude in, he's separate. The exhausts are also separate, so they're individual exhausts. So you have the back part, or the bottom and the back, the top and the front, two sides. So that's 4 pieces, 4 exhausts, 2 hatches, and whether or not you want to have the bulldozer blade. Those are blades. I'm currently finishing Last Volker Reaver Chain Fist. Too much detail packed in this. Yeah. What them and Warlords Chain Fists are horrible. Was the bottom included to buy it separately? Yeah, you had to send off vouchers for it, Big Bob. After 5 rhinos, you get 1 bottom. But yes, it's really, really nice. It's impressive how detailed it is. I did see somewhere on social media somebody had posted a picture of one of these next to a Phobos pattern. No, was it not Phobos pattern? Was it? No, it is a Phobos pattern. Yeah, the like the Mark II rhino, and people go, "Oh, he's got more detail on that." I said, "Well, that's a Phobos. That's a Demos, which are that shape, and the Phobos is a bit more flatter and doesn't have that much sort of detail to it." So, but yeah, that's cute. So my other stuff, because some of you might be aware, I was a bit disappointed that I didn't have any confirmation emails of dispatch for my order over the weekend. And I went into Warhammer store to pick up this to get some coins. And I was going to buy like a Thunderhawk and a box of Kratos. I had the Kratos there, but then it was all like Imperial Guard, Solar Auxilia stuff, and I thought, I don't want that, and I'm not going to buy 2 boxes so I can get a coin. The only other thing that had Marines in was the starter set, so I got that. So I got 2 coins, and I got that little dude, which I would have got for free anyway, but I had to build it, and that took like 2 minutes, literally 2 minutes. My order did turn up. I did an exchange of my Solar Auxilia with my friend Martin, and because it was quiet at work, the boss let me zip down the road quickly. So I did that, swapped them. When I got back to the shop, I checked my emails and I had confirmation at 1:37 in the afternoon, which was about 45 minutes. It literally was just when I left work to go to my friends that the email had come through. So yeah, you had confirmation of dispatch. At 10 to 3, it turned up. So their emails were well behind because it's like, wow, that was fast. That was incredibly fast. 3 weapons and a head to go, then decision to whether or no. Big decisions, that. Magnetising all the small turrets on the Bane Blade. You, sir, I salute you. I salute you. I ordered some magnets for the Sakarans, which are 6x1 by all accounts. So I ordered some of them. They turned up today. But they're inside because I'm not building any Sakarans. We are working on these guys. I was talking with Ivy earlier on. Nice. Talking with Ivy earlier on. I said, "Oh, I'll see what you do with the bases." And I thought, well, I did do some prep work last night. I base pack coated them. But it's where you have these little dudes, they have that little bit of plastic there. Now, I'm actually considering sticking them on and then doing some other scenic stuff to the bases. That way they might look more akin to the bases on all my Titans. The more I've been thinking about it, the more I am going to do it. So that's one of the plans for this evening. So gluing them on is one thing, and then yeah, going from there really. So we have basing material, we have paints, we have the other 3 sprues of guys that I've already base coated. I dry brushed them and then went over them with Imperial Fist. So from this stage, it's weapons, backpack, any loincloths, sort of thing. Any other things like the little thing on top of the Primus Medicae, and the fists. You know, all those basic things that are going to be different colours. And then, obviously, lead belcher on, the missile launchers. Intakes, front and back. Yeah. And then, once all the details have been done, I wash over them with my Agrex water mix. And they turn out like that. So that's plans within plans. Hey, Sip. But are you drilling your Baneblade barrels? That's the chef's kiss. Once I finish up this Reaver, I'm going to Tiny Terrors, my favourite game from GW. Cool. Done that, I'm deciding whether or not to drill the heavy bolters. You, sir, are a masochist. But now I have 2 more All-Ex Warhounds with all those nifty new weapons arms. Yes. I have got the rule book with me. Look at the shine! Look at that shine! As I tell you, so much shine. Look at the shine. It's like the Mistrons are here. Legions Imperialis rulebook. Sicarian. So weapons and stuff. If I can find the weapons bits. Titans, straight to Titans. But yeah, you can actually, flicking through, like these dudes are on scenic bases. They've added some texture to them and then painted over them. So that's what I'm looking at instead of like what they've done with the Dark Angels there. So that's my plan. What you do with yours is up to you, but that's where I'm going. Trying to find weapons profiles. What are the bloody weapons profiles? There's some tanks, there's some formations, core detachments, more detachments. Support detachments, detachment group, strategic assets. I know I left them somewhere. Where did I leave them? Oh, there. So, attachment reference. So, where is it? Missile launchers. Yeah, swarm. Warhound swarmer missiles, that's it. So, with the missile launchers that the Warhounds now have, you have 2 missile types. So you have the Warhound Shudder missiles, which are 35-inch range, 2 dice, 4+ to hit, -1, front arc, with barrage and quake. Nice. I like that, especially if the Legio Krytos would like that. Swarm missiles, same range, but you have 8 dice, 5+, -1, front, light AT, rapid fire, and shield bane. They are going to be the new thing for 2024, the shield stripping. A Warhound running around with 1 or 2, although with the light AT, that does restrict you on the damage side of things to like big things. Is that I believe that you only wound on a 6+ with that because of light AT. So I'll just double check that for you whilst you're sitting there comfortably. That's missions. No. No. Yeah. Right. Just try and find the rule. There we go. Right, hits scored by a weapon with light AT trait against a vehicle, super heavy vehicle, knight or titan, treat their AP as 0, regardless of the weapon's base AP value. This can prevent hits from a weapon with light AT trait from being allocated 2 voice shields. So there you go. So you don't have a -1 against big things, only small things. But yeah, 8 shots at 5+ is quite tasty, to say the least. But yeah, so you've got lots of new rules to be getting on with. Look at that, Megara, one of the sexiest looking knights out there. Look at it, it's looking at you. It knows you're out there. If it will focus, there you go. It's watching you. But yeah, really, really keen to get going with this. But yes. So apart from that, how is everybody? We know that Judge is doing his Titan Volper Chain Fist, and Badger's doing his Bane Blades. What is everybody else up to? Placements. Jumpies. So I was just making sure of who goes where, basically. Let's finish the magnetising. Yep. Painting orcs for a change. Oh, just to be different, eh? Alright. Need me snips. Where's my snips? Give me my snips. So they go 5 Marines to a base. I suspect the las cannons will eventually get damaged. If I magnetise them and they go clipped by something, they should just ping out rather than snapping. I don't have an excuse for heavy bowlers, though, other than its easy one. Just make sure I just get any excess base. I want to stick flush. Might be making a bit more work for myself, but hey ho. Nothing usual there then. Yeah, so even those tell you what, my tummy is gurgling. I had a rather nice Chinese before coming on. As I said, it's been a bit of a bastard week, to be honest with you. So I'm actually really glad to be doing some hobby with you guys. This one. Nice. One base down. All excitement. All the excitement. And this is number 2. Base again. Is that base? The base of the model, not the base of the base. But yeah, with like tanks and the airplanes, you know, obviously, as you all know, I've already got quite a good little air wing going on. So that's all good. Yeah, a bit of housekeeping. More lift of rocks. It doesn't hurt to add more. So getting them locked in. Two. Alright, how about some assault marines? Let's do these guys, get them out of the way, because I dropped that down there typically. be able to, with the assault marines, I did paint them as they were on the sprue. So 3 of them do have connections at the top. So this one hasn't. That's a nice clean one, but yeah, there's a little bit there. So that will have to be touched up. But yes, all good in the hood. I did manage to, even on the sprue, sometimes if you go a bit too heavy-handed with your brushing, you can dislodge. So just be a little bit more cautious with your strokes whilst painting. You won't go too far wrong. But I did misjudge a little bit one of the chain blades, so it was in the wrong position. God, my stomach is gurgling something wrong tonight. Now, in a satisfied way, not, you know, rudeness. But bloody hell, it's just not shut up. That's boss man. Boss man. Submarines. Dun 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 dun. So you only get the 5. It says you only get 5. Oh, poop. Right, come on, squad. And the inclusion of the Primus Medicae, quite nice, or the apothecary say. That's a nice touch. So that's hi, beautiful man. Hello, beautiful man. How's your tanks coming along? Looks like chainsawing his cloak. I'm at the Agrex 50% stage. Nice. Good to hear it. I said I've gone a different route with regards to the basing. I'm actually doing basing. Doing it proper like. Nice. So that's one 10-man tactical squad so far, one command squad, and one assault squad. So it's all coming together. Tickety, tickety, boom. That's what I keep telling myself. Hey, hey, hey all. Hello, Edwin. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are ploughing. We are ploughing. We is ploughing. It's currently wanting to get these done. I may have. I'm committing to the basing. Admittedly, for the second lot of dudes, I might not. I might actually just paint the bases. I just don't know. Thunderhawk. No! Shade. I'll have a look in a second. Another tactical. So Luke, what have you sent? What have you sent me? Oh, they're nice bases. I like your bases. So, they're nice bases. Nicely done. How did you do these bases? Please tell all assembled, por favor. I do like them. Then look at that little dude. Oh, we can't. Let's focus. Get you. Daddy. Looking really good there. Looking really good. Very nice. Very nice indeed. You're doing a very good job, sir. to the broadcast. Teeny pieces! Teeny note! Teeny nator! Oh, sneaky, sneaky. You're getting in there with your loud teenies. Loud teenies! Right. Right, what am I doing? What am I doing? I'm doing this. Remove you, another tactical. Let's get the tactical sorted out. And then I'll do the plasmas. And then I'll have the fun with the missile launchers. Really looking forward to. Obviously, dap on some grace here with a sponge. Drowning ruin. No. I like your style, sir. I like your style. I did not expect that was no, I did not. But the bases are looking good. They're looking very good, sir. So it's all well and good doing these sort of textured bases, but I've got to paint the bastards. There's always a downside to every cunning plan. Yes. So are you hobbying tonight, Chrissy? You hobby bobbing? Don't stick yourself to it basely. Never a good thing to do. No, don't do it. Make another hat. Oh yeah, because you was done about an hour crochet to make a nice new warm hat for winter. That's some Speedy Gonzalez bullshit there. Hour to make a hat. Hope you've seen my hat. It is glorious. So, I'm now thinking of Big Gay Al. Do you think I look good in this hat? I'm superb. Stop asking. So, butter off. Thick wool and massive crochet hooks help. Just like some crazy woolen butcher going around making stuff like that, being all creative. How dare you be creative? Here's me struggling with some super glue and trying not to glue myself to it again, and you're being creative and making awesome stuff. How rude. Yes, it looked very nice. It looked very warm as well. That's an important thing. Little cute hat. looking good. Right. 20 tactical dudes. Bases! Get in there. Thank you. Just try not to glue this down. I can just sit there for a second because I haven't cut the bloody plasma dudes off. One plasma dude, two plasma dude, three little plasma dude. Where's the other two? There's the other two. Well, there's the other one. Oh, there's the one over there. Now, 19, so I've got to put Sergeant. Give me this lot. So I was actually quite glad when reading up, because generally I just look at the pictures in these rule books. So I looked up the Imperial Fists, because obviously the legions get little rules, which is nice. And they get, if they do first fire, that there's a selection of weapons. Let's have a look. Weapons that they have got in their sort of squads. It says, I'm trying to find them. So before, there we go. Night Lords. Yeah, so disciplined fire. If an Imperial Fist infantry detachment is issued with first fire orders, any weapons model, any weapons models within the detachment have that are listed below gain the accurate trait until the end of that round. So bolters, combi bolters, bolt pistols, missile launchers, plasma cannons, las cannons, and auto cannons. Damn, not plasma guns, bollocks. But missile launchers, that's good. So accurate, which is the rule of cool for 2024. The new fashion for 2024 is accurate. Amongst everything else I've been saying is for this coming season. So accurate allows you to re-roll misses when firing. So not all weapons have it. Turbo lasers do. So turbo lasers will probably become a must-have weapon for 2024, especially with Titans. You're getting involved because plasma guns, plasma blast guns, although they're easier to hit because they hit on a 3+, turbo lasers hit on a 4+. They don't have blast, so the advantage of a plasma blast gun in Legions isn't as good versus like AT, for example, because AT, that blast template that it has is what gives it its overall power and formidability on the battlefield, whereas in Legions you don't get that. So That's going to be interesting. So if you've magnetised your weapons, then that's all good. Otherwise, you're going to have to remagnetise. Who have we got left? Oh, feck. Missile launchers. Other top tip for any budding painters of infantry, obviously paint on the sprue, very handy, but remove the contemptors off and build them first before spraying, because obviously it's going to affect how they stick together. So my bad, I was wrong. The Chinese is really digesting itself. Honestly, I can't remember the last time I had such a rumbly tummy. If you can hear it, I apologise. You're not missing much if you can't hear it. That wasn't too bad. First missile launcher. No, don't be dropping these things out here. I've dropped my fair share of model pieces in this office. And I don't want to be doing it with this stuff, because they are the tiniest. Bugger. you can't, you know, it's a gift. It's a gift, Edwin. You can't plan that ahead. Yes, it's work was quite cold here today, so I wasn't in the best of moods to be cooking. Plus, I had a lot of people coming in last minute, so I thought, no, I cannot. going around. That was the trickiest one so far. 2 more to go. Easy. Just get that bit. So let them settle down for a second, because I'm looking for something. And there it is. Oh, rumbly tummy. So I did notice holster. So doing some holsters just to add to pain. Don't notice them on the sprue. Spread that out. Big boss man. Ah! Stuck to my fingers. So what's he do? He adds more glue. Brass. So happy hump day, everybody. Well done to making it to the middle of the week. Surviving thus far. You're all heroes in my book. And it might sound sarcastic, but it wasn't. Wasn't meant to. Honestly. Right. Chunky boys. Where's my this? Can I drop it? Wednesday achievement unlocked. Woo! I can't help thinking the painting these minis would be easier if they were 3 times the size, or 4 times the size even. That's, or 3.3 recurring. A lot easier. But I don't know. Maybe it would take more paint. It's hard to believe that lot there is the majority of the sprue. It's surprising. Sorry, that was the drink. That was actually coming back there. I'm just considering with trying to do these bases. No, just using as much paint, 3 thick coats. It's like the oh, what do you call it? The something about Mary. You know, the 7-second abs, and I'm going to do one called 6 seconds abs. You want 2 thin coats? I'm giving you 3 thick coats. How's that, Duncan? Abocha. Right, yeah. So what I was thinking before I rudely interrupted myself is maybe, it says loosely, roughly, maybe just trying to paint these bases with just going over with a bit of wash. That's what I'm thinking. That's what's in here. Because it's going to be tricky. I'm not going to lie. It's going to be tricky painting them. But at least I'm not seeing the base bits as such. So I could do it. I don't know. Do I go for it? Do I risk it for a biscuit? That is the phrase that is paying tonight. So with your doing this way, on each sprue we will have 1 assault marine, 2 tactical, 1 missile launcher, and 1 plasma, and 1 cataphracti left over, as seen here. So keep hold of them, because you might need them later. We'll use them for dead dudes. Where's my paint? I'll let you into a little secret. It's right here. Car flash. Looks like we're going with a small brush, people. That's when you know I'm serious. I'll get the small brush in. Oh, crike's sake. Where are you? Where are you? You are. So this is thinned down Mechanicus standard. So just be extra careful, which when you've been drinky dink, is dangerous to say the least. Painting under influence, yeah. This is because they're not single Jack Daniels and Pepsi Max. So at least there's a little bit more space on the sort of tactical dudes compared to the assault marines. Not having to worry about those jump packs as much and the lack of space. Under that. It's not going as badly as I thought it might. So that's a very welcome, very, very, very welcome. Yes. So thoughts on what to do about the underside of tanks? Just no one oil them to death? Well, I'd just paint them with the base colour. Then, yeah, no one oil them or whatever your bases they're going to be, I suppose. Just match as if it's dirt or something. You're not really going to look at them, but you know what people are like. Oh, this is going to be a bastard. Command squad. It'll be like every 5 minutes asking myself, why did I do this? Like limbo underneath the cloak. You know, this is the right bugger to get into without painting over the models. Heavy weapons. Yeah, I'm definitely feeling a third bottle. I think I need it. I think I earned it. As I said, it's been a very interesting week. and this is definitely helping me to relax and unwind a little. So that's never a bad thing. It's quite strenuous stuff, I'll tell you. There's a lot going on here. I think it's only Christmas in like 2 and a bit weeks. So I got that to deal with. I've actually got a Dystopian Wars tournament this Saturday at Wayland. So that's going to be interesting. I've played 2 games. So who knows it's going to end up. there is like a proper there is a proper player can be down there. It's like a whole bunch of rookies and one absolute full on Dystopian Wars dude, and he's also playing with like one of the best fleets in the game. So it's like, yeah, we're all dead. Fully painted undersides. They deserve such care. Right, so I'm just referencing stuff now, and also catching up to messages that have been sent ages ago. Right. I'm going to quickly run. He says, quickly run. The running's not the problem. It's then getting into the house, loading up the bottle, and then returning. So my normal 20-second dash, may take a little bit longer. So please talk amongst yourselves. I'll be right back. Whoa. Alright, one is back. Just dribble it out and call it a dawn tank. That's what I was asking earlier on, Edwin. It's like, if the dawn tank was around in the heresy and they would do it for Legions Imperialis, would it come without the base? It's an integral part of the design. Yeah, it helps them go faster by having less weight. Oh dear. Simple things. Yeah, we're not being shot at by moles. And then they create the mole launcher, which is the natural bane to all Dawn tanks. Oh my god. Now I understand why they made a subterranean tunnelling mortar shell. It all makes sense. It's because it doesn't have a bottom. The Dawn tank's armour was so formidable to all artillery and support weapons that they had to devise a new way of destroying it. Once they discovered its weakness was the fact it didn't have a floor. It had quite a serious flaw in that it didn't have a floor. Sorry. Not sorry. Oh, brilliant. Don't you start, Chrissy. The giggles are in. This has happened before. You know it has. I mean, if claymores were a thing. Well, if claymores were around in 40k, you know, just pop a few on the floor, let the tank drive over. Pew pew pew. Bully, 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 bully. Oh, that tickled me. As you all know, it tickled me. I shall get back to being serious and bassito. Hello. Yeah, I think the limit is 3. I tell you, JD, Honey, and Pepsi Max is my go-to now. It's quite simple. Nice. Right, I'll behave. I'm seriously looking forward to getting some games of this in once I get an army together. So, like my enemy, my traitor army, is Emperor's Children. I have to. Small, tiny Emperor's Children. And I might, the 4 Warhounds, because obviously 2 in each. I did think to myself, I'm doing Emperor's Children back in the old original sort of Space Marine days when they were dealing with the heresy. There's this picture that Tony Cottrell did with his cigar smoke and all that sort of stuff of the Emperor's Children getting off, like a column of Emperor's Children tanks and infantry getting off of a lander and being supported by Legio Furian's Titan. So you can see where I'm thinking now. That maybe another Legio is on the cards, another traitor Legio. Purely in a support capacity as Legio Furian to go with the Emperor's Children. Purely, that's, yeah. I did actually see, where was it? What was I doing? I was trying to, because funnily enough, a friend of mine, I'm sobering up. No, a friend of mine messaged me because he's doing some AT stuff, and he was asking me like which Titan Legios went with the Dark Angels. So instantly I went, Ignatum did, because that was their first ever mention in the Heresy book series, was in Descent of Angels, the first Dark Angel book, and then mentioned that they were Titan supports of Titans of the Legio Ignatum were on Sarosh, walking alongside the Dark Angels there during the compliance. And I sent the message back, oh, they definitely went with the first Legion. And then whilst I was faffing about, I went on to like Facebook or something like that. And then straight on my newsfeed was this thing that I think, Edwin, you've probably seen this. Someone had posted up I think it was Killian Volk, posted up Legion's Imperialis Guide to Legions and their Legio Allies. And someone had done like a compilation of, see, Ignatum was at Sarosh, and they've walked alongside the Ember Wolves, Ataris, and Gryphonicus. So these are like mentions from stuff. So like Emperor's Children, Mortis, Audax, Volpa, Mortis, Furians, Mortis, Magna, Tempestus. But yeah, it's got all the legions and where they've been mentioned, what Titans were with them during that thing. But yeah, so it's quite a good little resource to have. So I've definitely saved that. So oh yeah, because you're doing ultras, aren't you, Chrissy? So because obviously the obvious ones for you is Presagius. No, get off! Stop it! Behave yourself. So Presagius is the obvious one because of what happens in the audio book Honour the Dead, which is a Gav Thorpe short story audio. It's definitely worth listening to because it's about the the betrayal at Calf. Right, so Ultramarines, because I've just got to it. You've got Honorum, you've got Presagius, you've got Oberon, Lysander, Ataris, Crucius, Fortidus, and Gryphonicus. So they are. Oberon is the ones that look like Tony the Tiger. They got good rules. Presagius have good rules. Not that rules have a big impact in this game in LI. In AT, yes, they are a little higher up, sort of thing. White Scars are down here. So White Scars, Ignatum, Astorum, Defensor, Gryphonicus. So the four main legios that were at Terra. Crucius, Fortidus, and Gryphonicus. So again, they were at Moloch. Fortidus, because I know you don't like doing green, or you're trying aversions to doing green. They're sort of orange and white, but like orange, like a coppery orange. I've done them, so they are quite straightforward to do as well. Oberon with Ultramarines. So there you go. You got White Scars Ultramarines, and Gryphonicus are a really good legio. They are in the siege. They got added. Did they get added? No, that's it. So no. So going way back in the original background for the Siege of Terror from like Space Marine Epic, the very first sort of stuff, there were 4 loyalist Titan legios on Terra defending it, and there was 5 traitor legios attacking it. The 4 legios that were at home were Ignatum, Legio Defensa, Legio Astorum, and Legio Gryphonicus. So they are the original 4. And what I found quite a nice touch is when you have the Loyalist Legios book, the first 4 listings are of those 4 Titan Legios. So it was like a really nice touch homage to the original, because now in the updated Heresy and Siege of Terror there are more Titan Legios there. Solaria's there, and other ones that weren't necessarily there before, but they are now, because everyone was, after Titan death, loads of them pulled out and headed to Terror. But yeah, Gryphonicus are, they would be more than suitable for Ultramarines and White Scars. So if you're doing both of them, awesome sauce. You cannot go wrong. And they say they've got a good little knick-knack. I was going to say Nick Baton knack, because Nick Baton does Gryphonicus. But traditionally, Forge World have always said with the Titan Legios, they can walk with whoever they want. So it wouldn't have been unheard of at one point during the Heresy. Yellow! Oh yeah, come to me. Come at me, why don't you? I forgot what I was going to say. Yeah, so it was the the reasoning behind me choosing Imperial Fists was, out the 3 Loyalist legions of Space Marines on Terror, so Blood Angels, Fists, and White Scars, I thought the yellow would be a nice complement to Ignatum, because yes, they have black and yellow on them, but they are majority red, so they would stand out. Whereas with Blood Angels, there would be too much the same, and White Scars are white. So I thought, no, I didn't want to risk it. I was risking it with yellow, but after playing about with contrast and all that, I found that this is yeah, that is the Chapter Legio Ally Guide thing. It's basically they've compiled all the mentions of Titan Legios and who they were with during the Siege of Terror books and Heresy books. So yeah, it's nice to have that, and there's some surprising connections. There's Mortis were pretty much everywhere, but they're normally associated with Horus or the Death Guard mostly, much like Kratos and the Iron Warriors. But they can serve with whoever they want, really. I may regret White Scars eventually. We all have a cross to bear, Chrissy. We all have a cross to bear. it's even like with like we all as you know hobbyists and fans, we like to know a definite or definitive answer to things like which night houses served alongside which um, Titan legios. Um, Now, I think because and I'm not blowing my own trumpet or anything like that, but because of my friendly connections with um, people at Forge World and stuff like that, and because of like things like when I done started a Tyrannus Owners Club for House Tyrannus Knights. When we done that, the first time we done that was at a Horus Heresy Weekender up in Nottingham, and myself and my friend Scott had we'd gone big with Knights, and we were doing House Tyrannus because of Graham McNeil's book Mechanicum. So we were all primed and ready to paint them blue. And then the very first painting tutorial video that Duncan Rhodes did for Games Workshop was how to paint House Tyrannus Knights, and that they were red. And we're like, what? So, yeah, we was a little bit miffed. We was, well, but they're blue in the book, blue with bits of silver. You know, what's going on? But, yeah, so we thought, well, we want it to look proper because you do. And we was doing like 40k as well as Heresy anyway. So we painted them up like Duncan instructed in the video. It's a really good video. It's 4 parts as well. So it goes through like all this like superstructure and all that sort of stuff. And if it wasn't for that, that would have incredibly hampered my ability to paint big Titans. So Knights are a nice little step up to doing Titans. So we painted our Knights, sorry, and we were going to meet up with Paul Rudge, who works at Forge World. He was like head of the department that done all like the decals and stuff, artwork, whatever. Because he had a lot of Knights as well. I wanted to do photos because I always like to get lots of Knights out and take photographs. So we'd arranged it to meet up at the Heresy Weekender, which was all cool. Unfortunately, I never arranged a particular day, and I left it till the Sunday to find out that Paul wasn't actually working on the Sunday. So him and his Knights weren't there. But luckily, on the Saturday, so it just flips about a bit. On a Saturday in one of the seminars, I'd asked a question because at the time, Forge World had produced some moulded shoulder pads for Knights for House Terran. And I asked a question, would they be doing the same things for House Tyrannus? And you get the usual, we'll be looking into it, we'll see, you know, how things go, blah, 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 blah. And this guy looked around, saw where the question had come from, so saw it was from me. And after the seminar had finished and I was walking out, he collared me and went, hi there, yeah, I heard you ask a question about House Tyrannus. I've got House Tyrannus as well. I went, oh, really? That's cool. And I spoke about doing the photos. He said, oh, I've got them here with me as well. I said, well, come along. We'll just like, put them all out, take some photographs. And, you know, we'll just, because we easily going to outnumber what Rudgy had. So he said, okay. So on the Sunday morning, we've all gathered with our Knights. We've gone to the games room, found out he's not actually in that day. And so we used one of the scenic balls they had there. They had like the Forge World Realm of Battle balls there, like Mechanicum sort of stylings. So we put them all out. I also had my Mechanicum army that I had up to that point. So like that's like Castellax, Phalanx, and some like other bits and pieces. And we put them all out on this display board to take photographs. But I also had my Riva Titan Iracundus of Legio Ignatum with its sound speaker in. So as it's sitting there, and those that know Iracundus, they know the background that I got my friend Chris Booth to paint it for me because it was too much model for me at the time. And it's got a really awesome paint scheme. And people are coming over to look at it, and when they're coming over to look, and they're looking, oh, so I have a look, yeah, yes. And they're looking at it, and as they're going close, I'm pressing on my phone the Bluetooth speaker for the Warhorn, and it's like, and everyone's going, oh, wow, that's so cool, and all that sort of shit. And I'm not blaming it. It's cool because everybody wants that with their toys. They wanted to make sounds and pew 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 and lights and everything, and it was doing that. And we became a little side attraction because there were so many people coming in. Because they're going, oh, have you seen the Titans and the Knights and all the little dudes? We had like the entirety of like the Forge World staff, like the higher up. So like Alan Bly came in, Tony Cottrell came in and was taking photographs of it all, and it was just, it was awesome. Like authors were coming in after they'd done some signings. They've come in, like Graham McNeil came in anyway because he was going to sign a book and stuff. So it was great. We're just buzzing. As hobbyists, it's just great. People coming over looking at your work, and that was the day that the Tyrannus Owners Club was created. At that point, because I said, I was thinking about doing something like this, and like Ben's going, yeah, we'll call it the Tyrannus Owners Club. And we went, yes, that sounds cool. And so that's when it was created. But because of that connection, and because every time we turned up, I'd always take Iracundus with us to these things. By that association, I believe that Ignatum were put on their decal sheets for AT. That is why you got Tyrannus on there. Even though Tyrannus were mentioned as being close allies to Tempestus, or Loyalist Tempestus, they got put onto the Ignatum sheet. So I'm claiming that. Fuck it. I think I have ego enough to do that. Well, I went nuts and decided to reverse the colours for Simon Han on my characters, meaning that I got a lot of paint white. It sounded like a great idea at the time, didn't it? Hey, Anti-Gizmo, evening mate. How's the little man doing? Yes, they're doing really well. I've been umming and ahhing about the bases, so whether or not to keep them like they do, and that, and paint them all up. But I was talking to my friend Ivy, talking about, oh yeah, I've finally got my stuff, I've got some paint on them and all that. And she went, are you going to be doing, I can't wait to see your bases. And I'm like, why? Oh, because you'd be doing all like the textures and that, wouldn't you? I went, well, considering it. And then she just reminded me about the little plastic bit on there. And then that made me like, yeah, I really don't like that. And so, yeah, I glued these on, stuck like bits of sand and grit and all that on there. And I've just been painting the bases. I've got to try and do some dry brushing in parts on these as well now. So this is quite a tricky and dangerous part of the evening, because it could go completely shit. Right, where are we? I was looking for something and I've completely just got out my freaking head. Hello. Ah. Oh, little Art. Sorry, Art Stevenson. Steventon. I don't know how to pronounce that surname of his. Uh, Steventon. Um, yeah, see, it's got some lovely blood angels painted. The banner on it is really nice, but you can just see that little on it. Right. Yeah, I'm glad I've done it now. I feel justified. Not, I say, if you look in the book, which we conveniently have here, they do have. Yeah, but these bases are 25 mil. They done the dirty on us. So, like, here you go. So those blood angels, if it decides to focus, which it probably won't. There you go. So they've got proper gravelly bases on there. Whereas the ones on the next page, oh, they've got textured bases on for the Dark Angels. They've got a mix of dirt and grime and the normal base on the Solar Auxiliaire. But these guys haven't. So it's sort of a bit jarring. So it would just be a little bit of paint to blend it into the base a bit. I think they've done a few bits there, but those ones stood out a bit more. Well, actually, looking at it, they have painted them, but it just stands out. Whereas the Ultramarines here, not as obvious because of the texture on them, on the base. So, little knights. Look at that. Oh. Looks good, but I'll regret it. Yeah. Regret. I've had a few, mostly involving strange paint schemes. Da-da-da-da. Find an appropriate brush, shall we? For a smallish brush, but not too small. But something I can use for dry brush. That's a bit. I'll give this a go. Why not? Do first, second edition bright green. No. That way lies madness, man. Cray cray, I tell you. Cray cray. I did saying cray cray made me think of Godzilla for some reason. I did start watching Legacy, that Monarch, the series, which has got Kurt Russell in and Wyatt Russell. And it's actually not been too bad. Actually, I've enjoyed it. I've only a couple of episodes in. So that's sort of like follow on a little bit from like the movies. So obviously these big backers. So I just need a little bit of the, this is Tyrant's skull. Those very yellow boys. Although these ones are black and it's going better than I had intended. So that's good. But thank you, Phil. So hey Molly, welcome. How are you? Because you when you popped in last time, I think we would there was problems with the channel and you broke it. The I can't even decide on a legion. I'm just building plastic at the moment. Doing well, yo. Cool. That's good to hear. It's always good to know what you're up to. Can't take the infantry off the sprue till I make up my mind. Don't take it off the sprue. Paint it on the sprue. So do that first. Take the contemptors off, and then go from there, basically, because you need to be able to glue those little bastards together. I broke it. Yeah, you did break it. Hello, B. Hello. Welcome to you. Don't know why I've suddenly gone into some strange accent, but then I'm always going into strange accents on this. It doesn't take me a lot. Sloth. Doesn't take me a sloth. That seems smart. It is a smart way, and thank God I did, because I think I would have broken myself in the worst possible way if I hadn't done it like that. I was talking to a friend when I was painting yesterday. I was saying I reckon these bolters are going to be the end of me. So it's just like, you know, after all the years of painting Titans and Titan trim, but next season is Tiny Bolters is the one that's going to be killing people and making people go, no! All the tiny little bolters, they're everywhere. They're coming to kill me. Yes. Suck my Scheiße. For any German speakers out there, I apologise. I'm just quoting from South Park. The second South Park quote for today. After my mention of Big Gay Al and the hat thing. Don't you think I look good in this hat? Sorry. Laughs and scrap code. Yeah. Sorry. Second coughing fit of the day. Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry. Yes. I think you might need it. Yeah. I was brought back to Giggle Fit. Yeah, but that's the thing though. It's like I'm either if I'm having like the little giggle fits, I'm enjoying myself, and sometimes it affects your mental state as well. And maybe you would go giggle along with me. I don't know. I can't hear you. I'm just talking. I'm having an existential crisis now. Um, yeah, 404 error. My brain's just gone kaput. Sorry. Pause. Take drink. Yeah, I might need a moment. Yes. So. I don't think I've been this silly. I think keep it together, man. I think it was earlier in the year when it was the stream when I basically convinced myself I was on a different plane of existence than everyone in the chat because of the problems with the stream, because there was a massive delay between me asking stuff and people answering, and I just thought I was in a completely different time zone at one stage. Even though it's instantaneous, I thought I'm like 12. I'm 6 minutes ahead of everyone else. I'm in a different time, different space. Careful what you drink and eat, kids. It's you know, those mushrooms. They may look lovely and shiny, and they're not. You know, you could end up in a very bad way on a live stream. Shut up. Oh, you all right there, lad? No, I'm just I'm 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 having a moment. It's probably alcohol related, which is always a great move. I find with painting models and then painting stupidly small models. Just top up on alcohol. It's a great way to fly. Grass. I can compose myself. I can. But then the problem with me is that I start remembering other things that were making me laugh from earlier. Um, the fact that Phil, who was in here earlier, he was talking in here, but then I saw a message come up on my phone, and I thought he'd already gone, and then I'm laughing at that and going, "Hold on a sec," and I started replying to the message he said there, and it just gets very convoluted and very confusing. But it's when I'm like this, it's very hard to stop. Um, and I say a lot because I'm trying to stop myself from laughing. I'm and then every time I say I'm gonna laugh. This is a conspiracy. A conspiracy, I tell you. I just saw another message. Oh. This is serious stuff we're doing here. my cheeks are hurting. Chrissy, you've been here before. You know. Do you know what I get like? I wasn't even telling a funny story. I don't even laugh this hard at funny stories. Here's a funny story for you. It was hilarious at the time, but way back into the past, back in the history of my life as a student. I would have been. I was in college, so I would have been about the 17-year-old mark. You know, not as awesome as I am now, because totally unawesome. I was like a stick insect, trying to grow my hair, which was not growing, so I was getting frustrated with it and all that sort of jazz. But one particular day, I had no money, I had no lunch, and I was fucking hungry. And after lunchtime, of not eating anything, I asked my friend, Richard, who's a rather large guy, but he always had food. And so I asked him, "Have you got any food that I could buy off you, perhaps?" And he goes, "Yeah, I think I've got an apple." And I went, that's cool, that's cool. I'll have it off you. Composure. He says, well, he doesn't say, he produces said apple. But you know, when you've got an apple and it's been in a bag, not in like a lunchbox or something like that, it can get a bit like damaged. And this particular apple had like a puncture mark. Something had caught it and it punctured it, and it's gone a bit brown, like, you know, as it's sort of drying out, sort of thing. not mouldy, but it's just like you leave it for an hour or so, it sort of discolours. And he's pulled it out, the apple, and he's looked at this, and he goes, ugh. That's all he did. All he did was go, ugh, which started me laughing. Similar to what you saw earlier on, but higher pitch, skinnier version of me. And I just start laughing at him. And he's like, what? And so he starts laughing at Will. Like, why are you laughing at me? And I was just laughing at him because he just went, ugh. It's the way he did it. It was hilarious. Trust me. You had to be there. But we just started laughing and feeding each other the laughter, because then someone else sitting there joined in as well, because they're just like, what are you fucking laughing at? And it was just fooling each other. The teacher has come into the room, seen us. At this point, Richard's going purple because he's just like, he's losing it. I'm just like laughing. His laughter is going like that, which is even funnier. So that continues to laugh. My cheeks were fucking like hot and painful through laughter, all because of that little noise he made when he said, ugh. And the teacher just walked out. He's just like, I can't deal with this. Fucked off. And, you know, you start hyperventilating a little bit, and it was just stupid. Just a stupid little thing. But we laughed solidly for about 5 to 7 minutes. And it was the greatest 5 to 7 minutes of my 17-year-old life. Just because of a fucking punctured apple. But it did taste nice, to be fair. And I think I knocked him on the 20p I was going to offer him pay, because I didn't have 20p on me. But it provided a lot of entertainment for us student types. As I said, you had to have been there, but it was fucking hilarious. It was the most funniest thing I'd ever done. And it was just fueling each other. The only time I ever come near to that was a few of my friends were around someone's house, and I had a bottle of amyl nitrate, and I'd pulled it out. I said, oh, I've got some of this. And my mate Jim said, what's that? I said, amyl nitrate. He goes, what's that? Oh, I said, do you sniff it? You know, normally, you know, it's a sexy thing. But it does give you a bit of a buzz. So he's gone, I'll come and go. Yeah, sure. So just, you know, do that. So he's done that. And then as it's sort of taken effect, he's looked at my friend Ben and just gone, you've got to try this. He's given it to Ben. So Ben sniffed it. And at that point, that's when Jim starts laughing. And then he starts laughing. And then this thing gets passed around and everyone just starts laughing at each other. So again, that was the next time. But that was more, obviously, not spur of the moment, but, you know, and that was drug infused. Not that it was illegal, but still, it was funny. I've got to catch up. Sorry, I've been rambling. I'm a fucking godly. Sorry. Wholesome as fun. Thank you, Molly. Compose yourself. I'm going to have to drink on my next stream and see if I can get my giggle on. Why not? Do it. Do it. Bless him. Why have you done to the man? This is why we don't leave Discord. I'm just too pretty. Phil, you cannot be loose in the wild. You should have all sorts of people picking you up. I hear there's a lot going around. Phil, stop talking. You're too tantalising. You'll set him off again and posse your house. My cats. Poppers, yes, poppers. Yeah, sorry, I went with the official amyl nitrate, not to be confused with the Suede song Animal Nitrate, which was a play on words. But yeah, as I did used to enjoy going out nightclubs and, you know, dancing and sniffing poppers as you're dancing, because you got that sort of rush, and it wasn't legal, so it was just fun. It was just, and you say half the time you're just like having a good laugh, you know, having a joke, and just laughing at your friend's face going red because they're laughing their arse at you. You know, it's a beautiful thing. It's a community thing. Yeah. And that's one of those dangerous things to have, is like a circle of friends and amyl nitrate. It's yeah, it's I've you know I've dabbled with stuff. I've never gone too heavy just through fear of death. Um, um, I did used to smoke weed um, back in the day before I sort of gave up smoking. So that was just 20 years ago. Um, though my best moment with smoking weed was when I took a day off to go to Amsterdam. It was 20 quid on a bus, 10-hour bus drive to Amsterdam. And I'd asked my brother to phone in sick for me because the sheer fact that, one, this was sort of like early 90s and like mobile phone technology wasn't great. Two, at the time when I would have to phone up to say I weren't coming in, I would have been in Belgium. So that was a bit of a down point. And then obviously into Amsterdam in Holland. And we went into the first cafe we found alongside the canal. We looked at the menu. We bought an eighth of White Widow, sort of like a resin, not like grassy. What was it? Grass? No, it was grass. I think it was grass. I don't know. There was a whole list of them. So we chose White. I remember the name White Widow. I didn't see it because I weren't to be trusted with rolling joints back then. We had 2 joints in that cafe, and we were fucked for the rest of the day. And then I was a bit paranoid because I was bunking off work, throwing a sickie. It was raining in England, and it was about 23 degrees, bright and sunny in Amsterdam. So the fear of getting sunburn and then going to work the next day and being asked, how the fuck have you been sunburned when it was pissing down with rain here, could have been a bit embarrassing and controversial. So I was literally hiding from the sun for most of the day. Even when we decided, I know, what a great idea to go on a canal boat ride. Yeah, it seemed brilliant at the time. I'm like that underneath my jumper, just hiding from the sun. We eventually we binned the rest of it. Literally, we only had the 2 joints and we had some hash cake. So obviously that pushed us on a bit more. But that stuff was like, from what you used smoking over here, that stuff just melted your brain. It was brilliant. Oh dear. Similar yet importantly different. Again, I used to work at a shop at Soldham. You'd get hired doing inventory. Brilliant. One of the perks of the jobs. My mates at uni did weed, and they taught me how to roll their joints when they got too high. See, that's an important life skill as well. I don't think I could roll shit now anyway either. Still enjoy cannabis. I salute you, sir. Although it's super gig illegal here. Yeah, that's the benefit. Caffeine for me these days, lol. Yeah, it's a curse. White Widow is pretty bomb. No, it fucking nuked me into being scared of the big fiery orb in the sky. Never a good situation to find yourself in. There were times like we used to do like role play games. We used to do like Star Wars role play, or Shadowrun was a main thing. I had a friend who was a teacher, and during the school holidays, he'd come back to Essex, and we'd in the 6-week school holiday. Basically, in my flat, I had a 2-bedroom flat. So every night we were role playing. I would go to bed about 1 because I had work, whereas he didn't, and everybody else who was there didn't. They were up until like maybe 3 in the morning. But I remember getting up and walking over to the out to the kitchen. As I've turned round, there's just this fog, and I just see the tops of people's heads when they're sitting on the floor. It was like gorillas in the mist, and we were basically each of us. I think there was 11 of us in that room, each with a joint and rolling one at the same time, and then like you're having a smoke, you're passing it on. And we came up with, like, during one of the sessions we was doing Star Wars, we came up with Star Wars related drug names, like Hand Rolling instead of Han Solo, Princess Leia Skins Out, I'll Be Your Mate, Mate. And, you know, we were just, it was a great 6 weeks, to be fair. We worked out in that 6 weeks, we had spent around about 1,200 quid between us all on cannabis and smoked the fucking lot. It was great days. Oh dear. Catch up. What's going on? How's happening? Nigel sits back and just listens. Slow. Oh, bless you. Story time, please. Yeah, you get around to children. The nebula. I draw the line at sitting on his knee. You'll be lucky. Oh dear. That was one of my friends who didn't smoke. He'd sit there with a fan blowing the smoke away. Little electric fan blowing it away from him. And we went to a 3 a.m. McDonald's run at the drive-through. So a couple of us, so me and my 2 friends, I protect their names, responsible people, you see. We've gone down to the car, and there was a cat there. Don't know whose cat it was, but he's come over, friendly cat. Meow. Oh, hello, cat, and have a little stroke. There you go, cat. My mate was one of my mates was like, it's a lovely cat and all that sort of thing. Meow. Yeah, lovely cat. And we've opened the door to get in. The cat's jumped in. So it's like he's sitting in the passenger seat. So I got in the back, and the other mate got in the back, and the driver mate was in the front. So the cat sitting in the passenger seat, and we've gone to McDonald's. This is what a hallucinogenic episode. This actually happened. So we've gone to McDonald's, ordered some food. We got the cat a chicken burger. And then we went round the drive-thru again because we thought the woman working there was cute. Whilst eating our food. And then we've driven back to the flat. We've got out of the car. The cat's gotten out and just fucked off. Never to be seen again. Oh. Oh, good. They were good days. Good days. A valid boundary just set. I have 2 dispensaries equal 5-minute walk in different directions. It's dangerous. I'm quite jealous. We need dispensaries here. I walked away for that moment and Phil's getting on Lee's knee. What? No, he said he draws the line at sitting on my knee. It's fair. I don't let just anybody sit on my knee. I can't even remember the last person that sat on my knee. It's so nice when I'm in the States to be able to just walk in and get something for insomnia. Yeah. As I say, we should have something like that over here, legislated and basically Here you go. You know, just enjoy. We had somebody quit our Shadowrun because it was too violent. What? No. Oh, everything but knee sitting. Oh, so it's nice to grab a vape pen or for a 10 till midnight. Kinky, but you do you guys. My thanks, B. That is, bless. Yeah, that's to say, it's just. I don't feel. Oh God, sorry. As I was saying earlier on, um, I'm kind of back to reality now because I had a text come through. Um, I've had a pretty crappy start to the week in general with stuff in real life, which I'm not going to get into, and that just brought me back into the room. Don't need this shit. Oh, say that's what it takes. Just one fucking thing to really ruin your fucking. What's going like chicken like that? Yeah, sorry, apologies. I'm now back to normal. I've sobered up. This is fucking shit. Oh, I was enjoying that. Oh, you bastardos. It's really hard to be. Poop. This is the quietest I've been in like the last 40 minutes. Yeah. My safe word is Agamemnon. I always preferred Abraxas myself. No ancient Greek roleplay then. There's nothing wrong with ancient Greek. I love a bit of ancient Greek. Get down the old Thermopylae. No, that's pain. That's water. Oh, yeah. I really wish I didn't check the phone just then. That's fucking gosh. Pooper scooper. I do apologise and say I've really put me out. Now I can't find me bloody brushes. This is why you shouldn't work with children and animals and semi-drunken Lees who's coming back to reality. Damn Phoebians. Just keep it to Phoebes. So, yeah. I'm going to put my phone over here, out of sight, out of mind. Calm, peaceful, embrace the horror. So, yes. that's another base done. Yeah, so I don't know what I'm doing right now. I'm really struggling to think of what to say. Somebody give me a prompt. I don't know. Say something. I might know something about it, or a story. I don't know. So that's the thing, is when I start doing my little stories, that's when I get more interesting. The darken. Yeah, cheers, everyone. Oh, sorry, I don't need to. Dog-sized bumblebee. That will always win it. That was class. For those that wasn't here for that particular stream, there was a question that I put to the chat, which was, if you could have any creature as a pet, what pet would you have? And the first one out the hat was from Edvin, which was a dog-sized bumblebee that would be like on a lead or just floating next to him like a deflating balloon. I think that actually sort of knocked it over the edge, because it was totally unexpected that somebody would want a dog-sized bumblebee, and it tickled a lot of us in the chat. And yes, it really did make a big impact. And I don't think there was some good suggestions, but the dog-sized bumblebee just won from the start. There was no beating it. Oh, actually painting now. Nice. Yeah, I've actually got the paintbrush, and I'm actually doing some painty. I take a fill or a Lee or both. Where did I leave the leashes? Thank you. I'm sure out the two of us, I would be the well-behaved one. I think I wanted. I think it was a pocket-sized polar bear. Is what I wanted. Just to take it around place, not too killy, being the size and all that. Yeah, it's got a giggle again. Yes, you did. You made me grin. Look what you've done now. You made me laugh. I don't know what you mean. But sorry. I can't see. Yeah, thanks for that. I'm serious, thanks. Oh dear. Oh. I'm trying to see what I'm doing. It's my eyes. I'm still wearing mine. He doesn't take it off. He's always catching himself on door handles. Oh, see, story time. And I've told this one before. It's leash related. And it was, I was walking to my friend's house after work. Again, I was probably around about 20 at the time. And where I worked about 4 miles from where I lived. I didn't drive. So I walked home from work and all that. But I used to go to my friend Mike's on a Tuesday and Wednesday night after work, because we used to watch Babylon 5 together. And I've gone round there, and as I'm walking through the estate to where he lives, there's like a little playground that they put on like council estates and that, where kids can play safely. And there was these 2 kids. There was a little two little girls. They must have been about 9, 10 at the very most. And they had this Jack Russell on the lead. But unfortunately, for the Jack Russell it was, the little girl wanted to go on the slide. And as you all well know, with slides, you have to climb up a ladder. Which she did successfully, while still holding the leash. The dog, however, did not climb up the ladder. It was on the other side of the handrail. So as she's going up with this leash around her wrist, the dog is slowly being hung. And it was that point I went, no! I just ran, jumped across this fence, and ran over and went, okay, just do you want me to take that off you while you slide? And I saved a dog's life that day. But it was just like, see, little legs. You just go, oh my God, you don't even realise what you're doing. And just got there and I said, look, let's just tie it up round this bench. Hugo's playing and have a nice day. But it was just like, one of those things you don't expect to see actually just walking along, that they didn't even realise they were doing it. But good strength on her, though, for lifting up a fucking dog for a 9-year-old. Oh, dear. Yeah, I hope he's not playing any freehand. The giggle toppers. The giggly toppers. The giggly toppers. Poor dog. Yeah, no, it was all right, but it was like for that sort of 5 to 7 seconds before I got there to save it, it was like, properly like kicking out his little legs. Like, I don't want to be up here. So, yeah, it was like, oh, this is something you don't normally see on a Tuesday evening, walking to your friend's house. But yeah, that was that was something else. That really was. Oh dear. But yes, it was. It was different. My dog just goes on the slides. He's a bit mad. Yeah, they say, like, animals on slides. That's pretty cool. I like those videos you see with ducks, the little ducklings, and like they're going up on the water slide type thing. Just go up, slide down, back round. Or there's one video I've seen recently where you've got like some dad who didn't want to get a duck as a pet, and now he spends most of his afternoons in the back garden playing catch with the duck, where he throws the duck into the pool, and then he swims back, jumps up, and goes again. That's wholesome as fuck. That really is. That's pretty cool. Lots of little bases. So unfortunately, I haven't got any of my Titans at home. so I can't actually match up to see how well the bases go with. But from my insanely awesome memory, he says, I wouldn't say this is too far off. Especially seeing as I use the same paints that I always use, so it should be fucking close anyway. Yes! Yes! Take that, motherfunksters. So, yes. Let's get some of that out. He says. Yes. So I'm just going to apply a little bit more. Because where the super glue has dried a bit white on some of these, I'm just adding some more of the contrast over that as a sneaky shortcut. And the bits that need touching up get what they need. I say a project is never truly done, and that you often go back to things. Well, I often go back to stuff and just do little bits of detailing whenever necessary. Sometimes you just have to do that. So that, double check. That'll do, pig, that'll do. Oh. So, yeah, that is what you get on, that's what you get on one sprue of these new little dudes. So tactical squads, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tactical squads. You can have them in 5 or 10s. Might be able to do it in 4 actually. Yeah, you can have them up to more. Sorry. Once you've done all your detachment shenanigans. Infantry. Soldiers here. There are soldiers here. There's the other stuff. There's the other stuff going in my list. That'll be it. Go back to the right bloody page. Right, so for example, infantry detachment. So you've got Space Marine dudes. So you can upgrade each with either another tactical squad. You can add the Plasma Tactical Support Squad, Missile Launcher Support Squad, Terminators or Assault Marines into that detachment. So you can mix and match what you've actually got. So that way it makes it a little bit more awesome. So you're not just straight like having tactical squads running around everywhere. Sorry. Um, Right. Well, I think I've done. I ain't going anywhere else. I think that's it for this evening for me. So yeah, one sprue. I've only got another 3 to do, and then they've got to start the Emperor's Children. But yeah, I'll be adding some decals to the banner at some stage. Not tonight. I can't see straight. So I would like to say thank you for hanging out with me and my manic moments of laughing about weird and wonderful stuff. Losing it a little bit at times. But yeah, more importantly, hanging out to hobby and chat. So it's been a marvellous evening. Thank you for everyone who has popped in to say hello and hung out for a while. It's always lovely to have you here. And what's this weekend? Oh yeah, Saturday. Yeah, I should be streaming on Saturday. I've got the Dystopian Wars event I'm going to at Wayland Games. So wish me luck. Entering a tournament after only 2 games. If I got anywhere in that, I would be fucking amazed. But then again, it's not a lot of people playing, unfortunately. But yes. Good stuff, Ellie. Always a pleasure. Cheers. Cheers, Judge. Thank you, and good luck with your chain fist. And love you too, brother. I hope you have wonderful evenings and a really good rest of the week. And I'll see you back here Saturday evening from 8 p.m. So be cool, be groovy, love you all, and hasta la vista, baby. Sleep well, travel safe. Night, night all. Peace.